Aisha Tyler is in Cleveland, Ohio, about to read an investigative article she hopes will unlock the sensational mystery behind which white man fathered her 2 times great-grandfather, Hugh Hancock.
Hugh Hancock, the highly sensational rumor that General Winfield Scott Hancock had a cream-colored son who was reared and educated at Oberlin, falls to the earth for want of sufficient and valid proof. Wow. Hugh's genealogy traced back to old John Hancock of Texas, who seems to have loved not wisely, but too numerously. Ah, wow. I was in hopes that General Hancock would turn out to be his father, but after a careful search, I became convinced that ex-congressman John Hancock of Texas was his illegal sire.
All right, so old John Hancock wasn't a presidential candidate, but he was a congressman.
You see, Hugh used to go to Washington to visit his father. Okay, but the old gentleman would not allow his son to recognize him in public. After he'd seen all he wanted of the capital city, he would return to Oberlin with his pockets filled with money. Old man Hancock did all he could to have Hugh change his name, but the young man was too smart to do that.
So isn't that interesting?
Well, I mean, he is smart. Keeping his father's name would have forced his father to acknowledge him
Absolutely.
and to care for him. Finally, Hugh left school having made but little headway and went to Texas, where his father had purchased him a ranch. You know, you wonder about the tenor of the relationship, and maybe you can never really know.
We'll never know, but
We'll never
there's a
know.
lot of hints in this article, right?
Right.
There's hints that there is a relationship. There's hints that they spend time together.
And on an ongoing basis throughout his life.
Let's go down here towards the bottom.
A number of years ago, there came to Oberlin a coffee-colored woman and 2 boys. They took up their residence near the outskirts of town. After a while, one of the boys died, and soon after, the mother followed suit or moved away. Anyway, she disappeared, and the remaining child was Hugh Hancock. He was a little fellow then. Okay. Well, that tells us how he got to Oberlin, that he did travel in the company of family.
Yes.
His early life was marred with tragedy, that he lost his mother and his brother.
And his brother,
That's really a very young age, because at 5, we already know he's alone.
Exactly. So he came with his mother.
Yes, with his mother and his brother.
So how do you think they came? Do you think they were...
Well, who knows? I mean, one way they could have gotten north would have been
Right.
on the Underground Railroad.
Right.
Another way would have been if his father was a true benefactor, that he had had 2 children with this woman and then thought, well, let's get you out of this
Absolutely.
state.
And you also have his father's a congressman, so it's not going to look good for him to
No.
have 2 black children.
No.